Today we are back on the Aetherdrift draft. We have got to get some work done before the season ends in a couple of weeks, and then we need to start getting ready for Tarkir Dragonstorm to come out. There is like a Kaladesh remastered Premier draft available on Arena, but I know nothing about that set, so I'll probably will play that on stream when we're messing around a little bit. But for today, we are going to stick to good old Aetherdrift draft, which I'm thoroughly enjoying and offers. There's so much stuff to do. There's so much I still haven't done. I've never cast a broadcast Rambler yet, and I think that card is good. So anyway, let's jump into a draft. Let's see what we can get done. Okay, what have we got here? Pick one, pack one, and it's not great. It's a Winter Cursed Rider, which is like a board wipe with exhaust effect. It's not really all that exciting. I mean, it is takeable here. It's a two-color card, which is not ideal. The only other things in this pack that really look good, I mean, actually, nothing looks pick one, like, worthy except Flood the Engine. So I'm going to take the Flood the Engine here. There is, like, this is all around a pretty weak pack. There's Roadside Blowout, Defend the Rider, which is fine. All around really weak pack. So we'll just take the Flood the Engine. I don't mind starting off in blue. Flood the Engine is a great card. Now, this is looking a little bit better. There's a Broodheart Engine, Spike Shell Harrier, Crash and Burn. All good cards. Spike Shell Harrier is fantastic, so I'm going to take that. And we have a couple of good control-y blue pieces to kick off our draft. So any of the blue shells that we end up in, I think we're pretty happy with these two cards. This is we've just got two generically good high power blue cards. So we really are open to any direction that, well, any direction, but preferably in blue. I guess where I'd most like to be is, I like blue-black if we find Haunt the Network. I think this is probably not necessarily a red-black shell. Sorry, a blue-red shell. That's what I meant to say. Best card in this pack. I mean, there's Crash and Burn, Road Rage, and there is a Sky Ray. Sky Ray's a pretty good early pickup. And so the thing is, like, the best card in this pack is probably the Crash and Burn. But if we take the Crash and Burn and we're playing blue-red, then we want the Sky Ray. So it's kind of weird, but I think I'm taking the Sky Ray here. Oh, okay. I mean, best card in this pack is the Engine Rat. However, Grease Wrench Goblin is very good and does work with the Sky Ray, and blue-red seems to be possibly what's open. Grease Wrench Goblin is certainly a good card. There's also a Velo Heartbike in this pack. That's pretty interesting. Yeah, do you know, I do think red seems open so far. So we'll take the Grease Wrench Goblin and see where we end up. There's a Gastel Raider, Canyon Volta, Gilded Goda, Adrenaline Jockey. Best card in the pack is the Plowthrough. Possibly the best card for us is the Gilded Goda, which I do think is a totally reasonable 2-drop. Canyon Volta is not bad, but I think it's double off color for us. And I think Gilded Goda is pretty solid. Sarcophagus is also pretty solid. But I'll take the Goda. Okay, so now black seems really open. Would I drop Grease Wrench Goblin and Gilded Goda to go into black? Now there's a Grim Bauble and a Hellish Sideswipe. I think I probably would. Yeah, the two black cards are significantly better than two red cards. Although there is a Magmakin Artillerist here. I wonder if we want to take that and try and build a cycling deck. I'm really not a huge fan of the cycling deck. I kind of prefer just to go into black here. I think generally these black cards are stronger. Than the blue. Sorry, than those red cards. But now we find the push the limit. Okay, so we'll take push the limit. We'll do blue-red cycling. We missed out on one Magmakin, and that's it. So it's not too bad. Take Burner Rocket here, I suppose. It's not too bad. We get an Artillerist here for free, so that's pretty nice. I guess Guidelight Matrix for this deck. Maybe Blockbuster is okay because we sack a vehicle like a Burner Rocket and then we push the limit it back anyway. I've not really drafted this deck before, so I'm not sure how to actually build it. But I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is just take all of the cycling cards at this point. So we'll cut the side swipe. Blue-red, push the limit. Yeah, we want to just take all of the cycling vehicles that we can. And then take, like, stuff to keep us alive. We have, like, a few early plays, which is pretty nice. Spike Shell Harrier is a great card to keep you alive. So a little bit, like, I guess removal and cycling vehicles is what we want. Yeah, let's see if we can make this work. We currently have no cycling vehicles. We do have a few ways to discard cards, but no cycling vehicles at the moment. None in this pack. None in this pack. There's a Full Throttle and a Gonti, both of which I think I am supposed to ignore. Memory Guardian is pretty nice. Avishkar Raceway is pretty nice too, but we might get that on the wheel. I think I'm just taking the Memory Guardian, although I don't know if it's making the cut. This is not a great pack for us. I could just take the Gallant Strike. Do you know what? I think Gallant Strike is enough better, and we could end up playing Jeskai, that I'm going to take it here. Now there's a Spike Spitter, a Path Cruiser. There is an Ironclad in this pack, so I think Path Cruiser is great. I think Spike Spitter is great. Am I just supposed to take the Ironclad? Yeah, I think I am. Let's just do what we're supposed to do. Do the thing that Push the Limit wants us to do. Let's see if we can make it work. Now I think I'm taking Keen Buccaneer. It's a good creature. It does discard cards. Broadside Barrage is an excellent pick. Great piece of interaction there. We're still not 100% sure if we're going to be in white. However, the Windscarred Crag certainly helps. Wreck Remover, it's not a vehicle, so I don't think it's as interesting, right? Like, yeah, it cycles, but would I rather just take this Windscarred Crag and maybe splash white? I think I would. I think I would prefer that. There's a Pride of the Road here. Dynamite Diver's probably worth it, because we are going to be... We're going to have a bunch of vehicles. Yeah, I guess we've got to try that. I don't think the Dynamite Diver is great, but I do think we are planning to have a bunch of vehicles. So we will take that. Yeah, we're late, like halfway through pack 2, and we haven't really found any of the bad cycling vehicles, though. Which is a little bit of a shame. Still, I think our deck looks honestly not bad. Trip Up here versus Stall Out versus Bounce Off. I do think Bounce Off is better. Even though these have cycling, we actually don't have many cycling payoffs. We just have the Skyray and the Magmakin. I'd rather find cycling vehicles. There's a Thunderhead Gunner. That's really sweet. Yeah, so we're building a good cycling deck anyway. Like, irrespective of everything else. It's just a good cycling deck. I think that's where you want to be. I'm taking the Avishkar Raceway here. And I guess Spectral Interference has got to be good in a cycling deck. So we're looking like look, we're gonna make playables. I would be happy if the rest of my playables or the rest of my cards were just cycling vehicles. Mounts and vehicles. That is what we want. Let's see, we've got this bounce off. Not sure if we're splashing the Gallant Strike, so maybe we're just cutting that. In which case, a little bit more interaction would be nice. Look, Light Shield Parry is not going to make the cut. The Sarcophagus might be worth playing. And then there's a Collision Course. So yeah, I'm like maybe we're playing white. Now there's a Possession Engine in this pack. A second Push the Limit though. Shit. That's tough. That's tough. Possession Engine is just insane in a Push the Limit deck, but 2 Push the Limits is also insane in a Push the Limit deck. There's also a Magmakin Artillerist. Maybe we'll get the Push the Limit back. The first one did go pretty late, so I'm going to take the Possession Engine. Oh my god, another Push the Limit. We could have had 3 Push the Limits in this draft. I mean, I'm going to take that for sure. There's a Spectral Interference, Swiftwater Cliffs as well, but I'm going to take the Push the Limit. And what I want is just I wanna discard vehicles, man. That's all I want to do. Am I supposed to take the Burner Rocket and discard it some other way? Or the Repurposing Bay? Really don't think it's the Repurposing Bay. It's the Road Rage. Road Rage is good in our deck, but we're just not finding the vehicles. I really want this to come together. I really want to find enough vehicles to make this work. Vehicles that I can cycle, please. So we've got Trade the Helm, Cloud Spire, Cycle, which I don't think I am going to splash white. I could just take the River Pyre Verge. That's fine. There's also a Bounce Off or Trade the Helm. Trade the Helm seems okay. I'm just going to take the Verge. Far Fortune is incredible. Thunderhead Gunner is also incredible. So, okay. Do you know what? I'm going to take the Gunner. Because I think it is enough better. But all I want now is vehicles that I can discard. So I'm going to take the Broadcast Rambler. I think we are going to play a little bit of white, but we have plenty of ways to discard the Broadcast Rambler. Bright Glass Gear Hulk is, of course, incredible. But yeah, I just want to... Oh man, I want more vehicles. I want more vehicles and I want to be able to discard them. We're not finding that, and that's so annoying. Like, we're not seeing any of the freaking Skybox Fairies or the Clamorous Ironclads, which is crazy. They should be going so late. Don't think I'm going to play the Prowcatcher Specialist. There's a Skybox Ferry. Okay, I mean, that's something. Now there's another Magmakin Artillerist. I guess I'm taking that. I'm interested in Rocky Roads. I mean, this is a weird one. If we're playing white, do I want Tune-Up? Ugh, I don't think I do. Don't think I want any of those cards. I think we've pretty much got the deck. I just would have liked more vehicles. For sure. Like, I can't... I'm really surprised we didn't get them. Ugh, I don't think I'm playing any of those. Okay. This is not... It didn't quite come together, and it's a real shame, because it was really there, like, the possibility of us having an insane push the limit deck was absolutely there. There must have been another push the limit drafter at the table, because one of them didn't come back, and we just did not see enough of these vehicles, which is crazy. Still, push the limit can get back a mount. Do I want to splash white for Broadcast Rambler and Gallant Strike? Ugh, it's not that exciting. But we do have Keen Buccaneer, Broadside Barrage, Kickoff Celebrations, Grease Wrench Goblin, loads of ways to discard a Broadcast Rambler if we can't play it, and the Gallant Strike is pretty free anyway. So it's a pretty easy splash. Yeah, it's a pretty easy splash. In which case, I'm not sure I'm playing Guidelight Matrix. We have like Possession Engine, Skybox Ferry, Clamorous Ironclad, and that's kind of it. In the way of vehicles, we have Gilded Goda as a mount. Crew 3, Crew 3, Crew 2. Oh man, this is not... it didn't quite get there. Yeah, it didn't quite get there. We have Burner Rocket as well. I don't know if I'm playing Guidelight Matrix. I don't think that's particularly good in this deck. I'm going to cut it. Do we have any max speed payoffs? Just the Raceway? I think I'm trimming the Sarcophagus in that case. And we're so low on creatures. This is a meme deck, 100%. 100% this is a meme deck. This is not good. Don't really think Dynamite Diver is that interesting either. However, with all of the card draw and discard that we have, maybe we can just cut a land. Yeah, we can trim a land. So right now we have 1, 2, 3 white sources. We have 6, 7 blue sources and 8 red sources. Is the Raceway worth playing? I don't think we need the Raceway. We've got 2 Thunderhead Gunners. I would rather just have good mana. I would rather just trim a plains. And then we've got 8 red sources, 7 blue sources. That will just about do it. And then a little white splash, which we don't really need. We don't really need the white splash. I actually think I could trim a plains, go down to 2, and go up on an island. I'm pretty happy with that. Playing 2 white sources, because we don't need to play the Gallant Strike. We like Broadcast Ramblers late game, and we might find a way to discard it anyway. We've got 2 Thunderhead Gunners. So our push the limit, best case scenario, is getting back Broadcast Rambler, Possession Engine, Skybox Ferry, Ironclad, Goda, and Burner Rocket. That is the absolute best that it can do. That's not bad. That's not bad. Let's run it. See if we can make this work. I'm not optimistic, though. Okay. This is a good hand. And we're on the play. Happy to Road Rage whatever they do on 1. Counter spell whatever they do on 2. Play the Magmakin Artillerist and then just maybe play the Kickoff Celebrations and start discarding cards. Okay, no follow-up play from the opponent. We draw a land. That is nice. A boosted sloop. Okay. So that's fine. We are going to start our engines. Discard the Goda. Pass the turn. We're holding up Spectral Interference. Plus Cycle. Wreck Remover. They've got the anti-push limit tech, but we countered it. Spike Shell Harrier is good. Do I want to play Spike Shell Harrier? I can see playing it. It's just a good attacker, and the tempo is really good. Yeah, the tempo is really solid, but... yeah, I'm going to do it. It's a good attacking body, and with the mana, like, with their mana looking the way that it is, I think it's a pretty good tempo play. Far Fortune, whenever you attack, deals 1 damage, and it's a 4/5. I think that's fine. We'll double block the Far Fortune. Just looking to cycle the Skybox Ferry here. Crypt Caller Chariot. That's pretty nice. Nothing from the opponent. I'm going to cycle this. Let's cycle again. That does put us at max speed, which is nice. Oh, and we can Possession Engine and take the Far Fortune. Oh, that's good, huh? Would I rather... can only target a creature. So we can't take the Crypt Caller Chariot, unfortunately. Do I want to attack with the Possession Engine? I don't want to do that. Would I trade these off? I mean, I can reanimate mine. But then if they play this... if they play the sloop, that's not doing anything. Okay. Let's just pass. I mean, Far Fortune plus these Magmakins is kind of insane. Each one will deal 2 damage per ping. There's the sloop. Can they crew the chariot with 2 mana? Okay, Road Rage the Spike Shell Harrier. we draw a land. So we can Grease Wrench Goblin. No, I probably should have just given haste, but I think this is just lethal. Damn. Okay. All right. I mean, that worked up against the mirror match. Okay, we have a pretty nice hand. Cycling the Gallant Strike most likely, and starting off with Push the Limit, not ideal, but we have plays, so we will keep it. Ooh, a Vinwixit. Well, that is fine. That is fine. I'm holding up Spectral Interference here. We have plenty of ways to remove the Vinwixit. Maybe we'll even steal it for ourselves. Yeah, I'll counter that. It's pretty good. Play out the Sky Ray. Because next time, like, we have Flood the Engine possibly into Possession Engine if we can find another blue, which we should. Skybox Ferry on the cycle. Do I want to just double cycle and block the Thopterist? Not particularly. Not when I have answers to the Vinwixit. Like, if they focus on getting up to speed here, I have plenty of ways to deal with the Vinwixit, so I am fine with that. Hull Drifter for the opponent. And land for us is excellent. Spiteful Harrier is also excellent. Do I want to Possession Engine and steal the Vinwixit? Is that something I want to do? I think it is. Especially with Push the Limit in hand. Because this starts our engines. And then possibly just passively draws us cards later. They're going to want to get it back, I think. Which might mean that we can push the limit later. Like, if they spend their turn trying to deal with the Possession Engine, getting their Vinwixit back, and then we follow up with Spiteful Harrier, that's pretty great. Still, they've got a full grip, 5 cards in hand. Wonder if they're just going to copy that Hull Drifter. Makes sense. They are drawing a lot of cards. And they burn out Bashnor. Yeah, that thing is very good. Do I want to flood the engine? It is worth not letting them get to max speed, but I could allow it next turn. I think it's better to just play out the Harrier here. Feels like a bounce off. Okay. It was just a chump block. Should I just flood the Bastionor? If they do have a bounce off, flood is a bit worse. Okay, let's play the Spike Shell Harrier. Bounce the Bastionor. And just pass. Kickoff Celebrations is going to allow me to discard the Broadcast Rambler, and then we have Flood the Engines to follow up next turn. Doretti sacking. Maybe their Aetherdrift getting another one. Sacking the 1/1, okay. So they've got no artifacts to get back. But they can keep chaining these Aetherdrifters with Doretti. Which is pretty annoying. Yeah, two pretty big threats I've got to deal with here. I think the Doretti's the bigger threat, because it can keep chaining these Aetherdrifters. Yeah, dealing 4, okay. Alright. I think we've got to try and catch him off guard with the push the limit then. That is our best bet. So let's kick off Celebrations. Discard the Rambler. Of course, we drew the white. Well, let's play it. Now, we're cycling the Ironclad. We are flooding probably the Doretti at this point. And I think I'm attacking. Do I want to attack? If I do, I get to Possession Engine something else next turn when we play Push the Limit. If they trade off for like Aetherdrifter and Thopterist, that's fine. They get their Vinwixit back. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this. I think they're going to chicken out. But if they do double block, I believe that is okay for us. And then the attack back is for 5, 9. 15. 10 of which is pretty evasive. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, they chickened out. They took the 5. They're way up on cards, so we do have to go for it next turn. Okay, if they spend this turn trying to set up and we can sneak in a really cheeky lethal, that would be excellent. If they tap out their board, that's ideal. I don't think they're super likely to because their life total is pretty low. But actually, all we need to do is... I think if they have 3 blockers, they could survive. Because they could block the Rambler and then double block the Ironclad. And then they would take 9. But that would require for them to play another creature and not attack in this position, which is very difficult to do. Okay, don't see them drawing another card this turn. Okay. Now I need them to attack. They've got to be tempted to. They've got to be tempted to. It would put them on max speed. Okay. I think that one attack has done our opponent in. If I've done my maths right. Yeah, I think if they had 3 blockers, they could double block the iron. Well, they could block. They could block. They'd be taking 10. Okay, so they needed 4 blockers, actually. So we never didn't have it. What a fun way to win the game. Just feels so inevitable. This is a mulligan. Fairly easy mulligan. This is a keep, and am I insane for wanting to put the push limit back? We've got a second one in our deck. I'd rather keep the early plays if we're going to be on the draw. Yeah, we have a second one in our deck. We'll just try and find that. Diversion unit. So we could hold up the counter spell. I think I'm just going to play out the Sky Ray. Probably want to... but countering anything with this diversion unit down is going to be a nightmare. Wow. Okay, cycling a pilot. Looks like they missed a land drop. I'm going to use that to my fullest of advantages. And that does make the spectral interference good again. So if we can pass over to the next turn, then we should be in a really... Yeah, okay. Now we have a ton of options. We could just cycle and attack now, but I'd rather hold up the... I think I'm just going to swing with the artillerist. I'd rather hold up the the counterspell. So let's wait. We have Broadside Barrage, Spectral Interference open. We can just cycle. Ticket Tortoise. I mean, we can counter that. I really don't need to, though. So I could Broadside Barrage, but they would sack this in response. And then this would fizzle. Bounce off. Bounce off is pretty nice. And there is a Keen Buccaneer for us. So I'm just going to attack with both because we can blow up the blocks. Yeah, this is a bit of a weird one because we can bounce off this. Again, if I Broadside Barrage, it'll just fizzle, but they will use their treasure. So I guess we're just holding up the counterspell, holding up cycling the artillerist. Stock up is very good. Okay. So they'll find a land. I guess if they go land diversion unit, I think I'm just countering it. Because it's making my Broadside Barrage bad. So that 5 times fast. Yeah, I'm countering this. We've got a good amount of pressure on them. Buccaneer attacks pretty well. So we'll play that out. Quick Welder. And we've got one white. One white. I think I want to just Broadside Barrage here. So I can keep attacking. I don't need kickoff celebrations. Yeah, they're nearly dead. I mean, Scrounging Skyray is lethal next turn. They have 5 mana. They cycled 1 board wipe. Maybe that's because they had another one. Broadcast Rambler. That does block. Should I cycle this when I could play it and deal 2 more to them? Is it greedy to keep it? Oh, burn a rocket just wins the game. Yeah, okay, so we cycle this. Sweet. I mean, that's 3 swift wins. There's a hole in my plan? Is there? I don't think there is. Well, this is going pretty sweet so far. This is a keepable hand. We're on the play again, but we've got early play. Spikeshell Harrier is great. Push the limit becomes relevant later. Dynamite Diver actually puts on pressure, like, relatively well. We found a turn 2 play as well. A Venom Sac Lagak. Yeah, I'll attack. Yeah, in green-black, there's not much that you hit other than the Lagak with a Road Rage. So I think we'll do that. I think I'm cycling the Skybox Ferry this turn. I'm going to see what they do. And then next turn, probably kick off Celebrations, Road Rage, and then attack. It's a Broodheart engine. Yeah, okay. So let's cycle you. Goda and a 3-drop. Now that's interesting. Do we want to just get on the board? Or do I want to start my engines? I mean, starting my engines doesn't do much. I don't want to make treasures. Okay, no attacks. Hold the Road Rage. Because Road Rage does 3 now, which does make it a little better. World Wagon. Yeah, that's very good. That is very good indeed. I guess, oh, even bouncing up the Spikeshell Harrier is pretty clunky and gross, but it's better than nothing. Oh, now we have the Spectral Interference, which makes it quite interesting. So we found our treasure. I don't want to kick off Celebrations yet, because I don't want to discard any of these cards. I think I need to find a land, bounce. I would like to bounce the World Wagon with a counterspell up, but they're going to get around the mana requirement. Just have to hope that they whiff, I guess. Okay, that doesn't crew the World Wagon. Alright. World Wagon not crewed, but we missed a land. This draws... Yeah, okay. They have so much mana. I need to find land. Okay, so we are holding up spectral interference. That is something. And we can double block the World Wagon. I guess we'll take this trade. It makes it less likely that they'll be able to crew the World Wagon. And we should be able to get at least a trade for it. Then they bring it back. We bounce it. They have 6 mana. So we're really close to not being able to counter it. Yeah, we're not going to get there on that front. But we can counter whatever. Can't counter that. Still, this is not... It's not the end of the world. We trade for the World Wagon. They'll probably reanimate it. But that's not till next turn. Spike Shell Harrier can bounce the 1/1 token here. Do I just want to cycle this and find a land? I do. I want to hit my land drops, go for the push the limit plan. Thunderhead Gunner's also fairly nice. Unfortunately, we can't play anything. So I guess we're just cycling this. Bounce off's nice, but pretty gross that we're getting so land screwed here. So 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, they can already pay for spectral interference, which is brutal. Passing the turn now. That's only as a sorcery. I'm so strained on lands. I think I have to do this. Spectral interference is no good anymore. Yeah, let's just try and surprise them with a push the limit. We've got an Ironclad and a Skybox Ferry down there. Okay. That is okay, because then they're not doing anything else this turn. Land is good. Spike Shell Harrier bounced the token. Yeah, it's got to be that. Life Turtle's getting low. Yeah, I can't take this block. I think I've got to find a land and then swing with everything. That would be 9 guaranteed damage. It's not going to be enough. Yeah, it's not going to be enough. There is the land. I get back Ironclad and Skybox Ferry and the Goda. So this guaranteed hits for 6. So that's 10. They block here. They are taking 12 at the moment. It isn't enough. It is not enough. I have to put a blocker into play. Can I survive this turn? I have to put a blocker into play. And then I have, yeah, I'm going to be starting to block. So I think cycling for Possession Engine is my best play. That certainly is not it. So that leaves us just dead. All right. I mean, I think we made the right line. We just got a bit unlucky. Okay, I mean, this is actually a really great hand. We are on the draw again. Do I want to get the Dynamite Diver down? I think it's probably worth it. We don't have any 2 or 3 drops anyway. Thrill Seeker is a mighty good card. We might bounce off and Road Rage here. Because we are on the defensive. Say Goblin Surveyor. I'm going to take out the Thrill Seeker. Am I going to bounce that? With the hand that I have, I am. This, I think, is a pretty good timed bounce off. Allows us to gain life here, get a creature into play. Next turn, we can actually play the Ironclad as a vehicle because we're really happy to just trade it off for something. Although we can't crew it. No, forget that idea. Thunderhead Gunner. Thunderhead Gunner's pretty nice, but I'm just going to cycle the Ironclad. Keen Buccaneer is another creature we can play. Taking 1 no matter what. Do I want to... I'm going to take 3. And a second Goblin Surveyor is not a problem. We could play the Broadcast Rambler here. It's pretty good. Pretty good, and we're really happy to trade it. Like, we can be pretty aggressive in drawing out their combat tricks. We could also trade off this Keen Buccaneer. Because we have the Thunderhead Gunner in hand. Okay, cool. So we draw out the Crash and Burn. I don't like taking 6. But if I just play Thunderhead Gunner, it blocks so well, and they're on 3 speed. They're going to get up to max speed here. It's gross. Yeah, they're going to get there anyway. I'm going to trade both of these off. Preserve our life total now. Artillerist. Let's just play Thunderhead Gunner. Let's cycle the Artillerist. What we're looking for is action. That's all fine. We do want this land, to be fair. Guess I missed out on a point of damage. You're going to play this out as a half-decent blocker. No attacks. What is down here? An Ironclad, and that is it. Hold the land. They got 2 cards in hand. They can draw a couple cards, but let's just keep... Let's overwhelm them with card advantage. Spin out is good from the opponent. But fine, I love to see no attacks. Kickoff Celebrations was not a bad draw. We've gained our speed for this turn. So we'll cycle the Skybox Ferry. Although we could play it out next turn. I still think I'm just cycling it. Gastel Thrillseeker. Yeah, that puts a lot of pressure on. Yeah, I'd rather cycle this and find some interaction. Taken 2. Do they have a combat trick? I don't think they do. Risky shortcut. So we have got Goda, Broadcast Rambler, Ironclad, and Skybox Ferry. So if we find a push the limit, that's a lot of damage. That is 6 plus 5, that's 9. 13. There's a push the limit. Is it lethal? Is it lethal? It's 4 in the air. What do they have on the field? Just a 3-1? Yeah, it's 4 in the air. Plus 2. Plus 5 plus 6 with Menace. Oh, but we don't have the... don't have the land. All right, one more turn. Damn, bro. That is one of the worst draws that we could have had there. I'll squad heavy and they can pay. And then it's just lethal. That's so unlucky, man. Yeah. Okay. I mean, basically, any haste creature there would have killed us. We are on the draw again. We have lost. Have we lost? I think we were on the play one turn. We can keep this though. We'll cycle the Ironclad and then hold up Spectral Interference, and it's okay. Certainly slow. Bloodcast I don't really care that much about. It could do a fair amount of damage to us over the course of a few turns, but I'm really not too worried. Cycle a Ketrodon. Deal 2, okay. I think I'm just holding the broadside barrage here. Yeah, I think I'm holding up interference and broadside. Hell yeah. Okay. Now we'll play the Goda. We will trade because we have pretty good 5 drops to follow up. Oh, do you know what? No. We're not trading when we can play Spike Shell Harrier and just indefinitely block it. Momentum Breaker. So we could bounce this. We could Possession Engine and take it. I think I'm just going to bounce it. Because not only do we bounce it, but we just indefinitely block it. Oh, we don't reduce their speed, but that's fine. I'd rather steal something better, kill something better with the 2 cards I've got in hand. So it was either play Spike Shell Harrier or like arguably do nothing. Is the opponent out of gas? What are they thinking about? Back on track, bring back a Velocipede. Now that is interesting. Can only steal a creature. Okay, I'm going to attack. We could hold up Broadside Barrage here. I think it's better to just play the Thunderhead Gunner. Discard the Rambler. Like, we have good cards in hand. Cool, we'll steal the Necro Regent. Okay, they are scared. What do they have? Just crew? Yeah, I'm pretty sure all they have is crew. And they're going to do it. Brave opponent, very brave. No attacks. I'm not going to try and bluff past them. We already did one turn. I think they crewed. They thought about it because they knew that they wanted to block. So... once we have Broadside Barrage open, then we will attack. Okay, they spin out. They get their Necro Regent back. Kick off celebrations. So let's cycle the land. It's another Thunderhead Gunner. 2's pretty redundant. So we are going to slam into the opponent. That was an interesting decision. Do they have a combat trick? They do. Okay. Okay, they're on 13. We need to find push the limit, and we can sneak out a win for sure. There's push the limit. And it is bringing back Possession Engine, Broadcast Rambler, Goda, and Ironclad. That is enough for lethal. There's no way that they're not going to just attack here. And I'm not dead, and then they're dead on the way back. We can also steal something when Possession Engine comes in. So they are taking lethal damage. Oh, shit. Miscalculated. Oh, miscalculate. Okay, if I hadn't made that attack last turn... oh, that was close. If I hadn't made that attack last turn, I wouldn't have got that bit of damage through. Maybe it still would have been lethal. Oh, they just had lethal. How annoying. Well, that is all she wrote, folks. That was definitely a meme deck. I'm happy to go 3-3 with that. Push the limit is fun, but we just did not find the cycling cards to make it really good. Like, our best swing was for, like, 15, 9 of which was evasive, and it really wasn't all that good. Still, it was fun, and we went 3-3 is what it is. That is going to be it. So I'm going to wrap it up, but I will catch you on the next episode of Operation Double Mythic. Bye for now.